this slate on a Saturday for NBA. We're here on Prize Picks once again. You can sign up using promo code Upstate for a free $100 deposit match. So you put in 100, you get 100 back to play with. If you never played Prize Picks before, it's a super simplified daily fantasy sports app where you can do over unders on player props. So we got a bunch of games to choose from today. Usually Saturdays are pretty light, but today this slate's not that bad, and there's definitely some really good games on this slate so far. But look at Towns. This is a 6 o'clock game. You could take the over/under on 20 points. You can mix and match sports. So if you like someone in NBA today and you like someone in NFL tomorrow, you can mix and match those day by day. So really awesome site. We've been loving it. It's been really good to us so far. Especially the channel has been growing. It's a lot of support from you guys. But in the points category, I like someone in the early game, man. So usually we usually like to cover the main slate, which is usually 7 o'clock on. That's what we like to consider the main slate. But I kind of like Towns here. He's at 20.5. Average game from the Timberwolves last time, but they've been playing good. We know this team could put on points at any given time. And Philly, they just kind of been banged up all year. So he's in a solid spot, man. And I know Philly guards the centers, decently. And I know they don't allow teams to put up a crap ton of points. But I think that Minnesota, they're improving. They're getting better. They got a lot of scores that you have to focus on. Edwards can pop at any moment. D'Angelo Russell's been playing well as of late. Towns at 20.5 just seems a little bit too low to me.
Carl Anthony Towns is such a factor, and the big thing is Joel Embiid is questionable. So if he does play, that kind of gives Towns a little bit of a boost. So we know Embiid really does not like to guard anybody really outside of the perimeter, and Karl Anthony Towns could really take advantage of that if Joel Embiid plays, and even Drummond can't really guard him from the perimeter. So I could see Karl Anthony Towns was dropping a bunch of points from long range.
Yeah, that's the good thing about him. He can stretch the floor, and like you said, this is the first time we're gonna see him beat in a while. So if I don't know if he's gonna play. I don't expect him to play tonight. But I think regardless, I think he's in a solid spot, whether it's Embiid or Drummond, because Drummond's been looking bad as of late. Started off a really good stretch when Embiid first went down. But in terms of defensive wise, Towns could really take advantage of him, in my opinion. Like the ability to stretch the floor is a really nice piece to his game. And I think for points wise, I think that's about all we got, man. I mean, there's a lot of games, like you said. There's some people who are always at their lines. Like Levine's always right here, 23.5. DeMar's always here, 21.5. We were on Bradley Beal heavy, 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 heavy. I was yesterday. Just a bad game. I mean, it was a game going against the Thunder. I thought it was a solid spot. Just a lot of guys had decent games across the board for the Wizards yesterday, and Beal got off to a really slow start. So, like I said, it's hard to predict these things, but it's just a tough one.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this video a little short, so we're just gonna jump over to the rebounds, and the guy we're really on is DeAndre Ayton. He's just been grabbing a ton of boards so far this year. It's been kind of incredible to watch. His line sitting at 11 and a half. He's averaging 12 boards a game, and I mean, if you just look at not even a handful, just like almost the whole entire season, he's just been grabbing over 12, grabbing 21 boards. I mean, it's just incredible. The fact that he's going against this Brooklyn team who's probably going to send out LaMarcus Aldridge as center, and even if Blake Griffin's on him, I see no problem for him to kind of get off to a hot start, just grabbing 4 or 5 boards right in the first quarter. I mean, we saw against New York he had 7 boards, 8 boards at half. So he's definitely a guy that I'm targeting. That we're actually going to target for
If you look at his
rebounds.
last five, it looks a lot worse than what it actually is. I mean, if I'm looking at ESPN stats, it says that he grabbed 10 rebounds against Cleveland. Here on PrizePicks it says 9. So I'm not sure. If some of these are off a little bit or ESPN's off right now. But yeah, it does say in the last about 15 games or so, DeAndre Ayton is hit this over 50% of the time. Like he's been absolutely smashing. There's some games where he doesn't get the most run, but as of late, I think he's been getting some solid run. And I think, like you said, against this Brooklyn team who likes to play small from time to time, he can really take advantage of that spot. And we've been on Ayton a little bit this year, sometimes in the points, but for rebounds, he's been super consistent all year. It's hard to fade him in this spot.
Without a doubt. Well, we're gonna jump to assists with Luca. His line sitting at 8. Luca's just a triple double guy. I mean, on the season, he's averaging 25, 8, and 8. So the fact that Luca's line is sitting right at his average at 8 is kind of promising. We know there's games where he's just racking up 15, 11 assists, and I just really like the fact that the line is at 8. It seems to me that Luca is always just an assist short of getting a triple double. So with his line being at 8, that's just really promising. We've seen him get 9 a bunch of times this year, and that's really all we need. But I can see him against this Washington team just having 11, 12 assists, and we don't even need that. We need 9 or 10, and I think he gets that
I
easily
think this
tonight.
the most thing I like about this is the matchup. Obviously we know Luca, the triple double guy, amazing playmaker, runs the pick and roll super efficiently. Just a 5-star player, and I think the point of this is the matchup and the pace. The pace should be up this game. It should be a lot of points scored, I think, in this game too. So which just helps Luca in this spot. And Porzingis has been playing well as of late, so you like to see that. You like to see Porzingis shooting the deep ball. Tim Hardaway can get things going tonight, and even Finney Smith sometimes steps out and hits a couple. So Luca's got some weapons on this team, and I like him in the spot to get over 8. Man, I really like this pick.
Yeah, Luca's a phenomenal player. To jump over to the 3 point category, we actually have an under here. I'm not sure if there's another one that Dale likes, but I really like James Harden under 2.5 threes. I think he's just a tough matchup against Devin Booker and Chris Paul. And if you just kind of look at his averages, he's really not shooting the ball the way we really thought he would this year. I mean, he's well under for his points average. He's only shooting 37% from three, but there's just a lot of games where he does shoot the ball from three like unbelievable. But then there's games where he's just not making any. He's making one, he's making two. So just to go off averages, I just don't see him getting to three in this game.
That's the thing, man. Harden's been struggling, and it's hard to say that he's been struggling, but I'm right there with you in this matchup. I don't like this matchup against Phoenix. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Phoenix has been playing amazing, and I was actually looking on Instagram the other day, and I was looking at Phoenix's streak, and a lot of people are shitting on Phoenix, man. They're like, oh, they haven't beat any good teams. Phoenix is, not saying that they're necessarily frauds. We know that they're probably going to be at the top of the Western Conference when all things are said and done. But they want to get some good teams under their resume on this nice streak right now, because the Warriors are at the top. They've been beating some good teams, but Phoenix has been playing well, but they've been beating up on some bad teams. So like, I think this is a spot where Phoenix is like, let's show what we can do. We know we went to the finals last year. This Brooklyn team obviously is one of the favorites to go back to the finals, or reach the finals, I should say. And I think they want to make a statement here. And this is a game where they could really focus on, really focus on Harden in the backcourt. I think they're better defensively in the backcourt. I think they're going to have trouble with Durant. So I think this is going to be a really big Durant game, and I like the Harden under here. This is really not one that we usually take too much. We don't really hammer unders often, but this is a really good spot, Riaz, for Harden to get the under here.
Without a doubt, like you touched on, he's just not shooting the ball well, and he's just in a tough spot. To keep it in the same game for fantasy score, kind of a weird pick, but we're on Patty Mills over 21 fantasy score. Joe Harris is still out. He's getting just an unbelievable amount of run. I mean, he's averaging 32, 33 minutes a game since Joe Harris is out. Joe Harris is out once again, and if you just look at the 6, 7 games where Joe Harris hasn't played and Patty Mills has been getting this run, he's gotten over this 6 out of the 7, which is or 5 out of the 7, and it hasn't even been close. I mean, he the first game against OKC he had 38, and then uh, just the last four, I mean 29, 35, 25, 30. I mean, Patty Mills is an unbelievable scorer, and just you see the games where he gets that run, he's scoring 20, 23 points a game. That's not even counting the assists and the boards and everything else that he can do.
Amazing deep ball as of late. 50% from deep, shooting the deep ball. at a really good clip at the last like 5 to 6 games, and he's been like shooting a lot of them too. It's not like he's shooting 2 for 2, 3 for 2. 2 for 3 a game. Like he's shooting like 8 to 10 3 pointers a game. A little bit score dependent. He's not really gonna do much else for you. Like he's not really a guy that gets like over 5 assists or 5 rebounds. So he is a little score dependent. But like we predict Harden to struggle. Mills should step into that role and play well. So this is kind of like some little correlation with the Harden pick here. This is a solid pick, man. Like I said, he can go out there and score 25 points tonight, and that'll get you the fantasy score over. If he can get some steals or something like that, that only adds to the fact. So Patty Mills is in a solid spot tonight, especially if we're predicting Harden to struggle here.
Yeah, and is there anybody else for fantasy score that you're
I'm
really
looking through the
on?
list, and honestly, there's a couple people in not bad spots. Like we were on the Washington guys big yesterday, and we just got hammered a little bit. So I know everyone's due for a bad one. I'm looking at LaMelo Ball too. I think he looks solid. He's at 44.5. We know he can smash any given night. The past 2 games, some down games, but they're going against this Houston team that's really bad. It should be a really fast-paced game. Both these young teams are going to go at it. So I like LaMelo Ball here, and in a spot to maybe get a triple-double. That's what we're looking for. But even without a triple-double, he can get here. He can score 20 points here, 8, 9 assists, a couple steals, a block. He's just a tremendous player. So I think 44 is a little low. Not something I'm going to be, hammering into a couple power plays, but a solid flex play option.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely back on Wendell Carter Jr. for sure. His line's still under 30. We saw him get just he just exploded against Chicago. I mean, 47 fantasy score. He got the 28 and a half in the first half. So Wendell Carter's another guy. I would not mind
Dude,
going
love
back to.
dude. I love Wendell Carter tonight. I mean, tough matchup against Cleveland. Evan Mobley's been looking awesome on defense. Jared Allen's a solid defender. Not the prettiest matchup. That's probably why the fantasy score is still a little bit low. But like we said, we saw him get there in the first half yesterday, which is just amazing to see. And that was a little revenge game narrative. I understand that, and some things play a role. But hey, man, if the confidence is up right now, ride the hot hand. That's what you do in these player props. You ride hot hands, and it could pay out for you. So I think that'll wrap things up for us, unless you got anyone else.
No, I think we're
I'm
all
really excited to
set.
get to this slate, man. Like I said, a little down day yesterday. I appreciate you guys sticking with us if you're still here, man. It means a lot. Everyone's going to have a tough day. We're not fortune tellers, but a couple picks hit. I didn't have a horrible day, but, I couldn't string together the right plays. But hopefully we'll get back to things. NFL video will be out tonight, and I hope you guys have a good one. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.